And this is Kabir. I just wanted to quickly go over this report that I sent you. I thought the video format might be easier because then you can look at it and listen to me in real time and know what we're talking about. This basically summarizes the points versus no points discussion. It's the kind of analysis I do for all my clients to help them make better decisions, but I thought you might find this useful just to look over. Basically what we have here is, what does a quarter point in rate matter if you pay a 1 point to get it? And so I'll quickly go over this. What I've got here is 4 different loan options: 4.75 with no points and no fees, 4.5% with a 1% fee to lower the rate, and then the same 2 programs again. The first 2 columns are going to take into account the opportunity cost of money, that is, leaving the money in an investment as opposed to spending it, or taking a savings and investing it. The second 2 columns have an effect of principal reduction instead. In the first situation, you take the point and actually borrow less. In the second situation, you take the payment savings and use it to reduce principal. We always use the net savings based on a tax benefit that you will have. The higher the interest rate, the higher your tax subsidy. And for your situation, I'm assuming a 30% tax bracket. So the final thing to look at on this screen, really, the monthly payments are fairly close, $13.35 versus $12.97. I told you about $40. In actuality, it's about $38. This payment is lower than this one because you owe slightly less principal. That's all that we need to talk about on this screen. We'll go on to the next screen. Now we're going to look at the total cost over a time frame, in this case over a 5-year time frame to begin with. We've contrasted the programs. Notice that the closing and points are higher for the 2 4.5% programs. Basically, if you look at the total tax adjusted cost or after-tax cost of these 4 programs, they're really all very, very close. The least expensive over 5 years is the one where you take the payment savings and apply it to principal. This principal amount, therefore, is a little bit higher. More money has gone toward principal, you have more equity in the property, but the net savings over a 60-month period is negligible and clearly not available with the 2 4.5% programs, regardless of whether you use the savings to pay down principal or invest it. So let's dig into that just a little bit more. The first 2 columns here have to do with what we call asset accumulation. In this case, you have an asset of $25.60, that 1 point that you're getting a 6% rate of return on. In this case, although you've burned that asset to pay the point, you're going to have a $22 after-tax cash flow advantage that you can also invest on a monthly basis at 6%. Running these through, you see that after 5 years, you have a net worth, which is defined as your home value minus your loan balance plus your home equity, which is your home equity plus any money accumulated as a result of this investment. As you can see, over a 5-year period, really, again, these numbers are all within a few $100s of each other, but clearly the ones where you pay the points are the least net worth because you've used up the ability for that $25.60 to work for you. These 2 columns talk about reducing principal. Now, as you can see, the amount of equity you have in the home is a little bit more because you've used that point to start off with a lower principal balance in this case, and in this case you've simply using the payment savings to reduce the principal balance. Carrying this same set of calculations out to 10 years, that $25.60 that you invested accumulates to around $4,600. The $22 a month accumulates with interest to around $3,600 a month. But at the end of it all, your net worth at the end of 10 years, again using the same math, is not that much different between paying the point or not paying the point. So given your 10-year time frame, I think it's entirely optional, but I would say, particularly if you have a situation where you're tight on loan to value, using the point or not spending the point and having it available to reduce principal may be the most prudent thing you can do. Finally, this freedom point is simply when assets are greater than debts. In other words, when your home equity plus what you've accumulated exceeds your remaining loan balance. So as you can see, with all of these approaches, you accelerate the payoff of your loan by as little as 6 months and as much as a year or 11 months, but not an appreciable difference. So I know you were convinced, but as an engineer, I like people to have the real numbers in front of them and look at them and feel like they have a fact-based analysis. I'll be happy to help you any way I can. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.